Shalom, friends of the Habura. My name is Richard Hidary. I'm a rabbi at Sephardic Synagogue in Brooklyn, and I also teach Talmud at Yeshiva University, Revel Graduate School, and Stern College. It's my pleasure to introduce our Dafyomi series to this distinguished community of learners. A few years back, I began not just learning, but teaching the Dafyomi and recording the shiurim on YouTube. And since then, it is and continues to be a thrilling and exciting adventure. Many days are challenging, but always fulfilling, full of growth and learning. And I'm happy to share this experience with this community as well. There are many wonderful recordings and shiurim out there. So what distinguishes this one from others? 3 points. Number one is that we take a Sepharadi approach in our learning. This is manifest first in Sepharadi pronunciation of the original text. We read the entire text in Hebrew and Aramaic, and this, I'm sure, will be appreciated not only by Sephardim, but also, in fact, by anyone who would like to study the Gemara in the Miftah, in the pronunciation that most closely approximates the original pronunciation of the Tanaim and Amoraim themselves. Furthermore, we include, wherever possible, the interpretations of the Geonim and Sepharadi Rishonim. Of course, it's impossible to get through even a few lines of Gemara without the careful guidance of Rashi. However, very often, we want to include also the other interpretations of other Rishonim. Many times, it's a smoother interpretation, it fits with the words more clearly, and often, by looking at Rabbeinu Hananel, at how Rambam gives us Pesach Halacha, we can actually see interpretations that fit better with the Pesach Halacha that we find in Mishneh Torah, and often that leads to, in fact, an easier explanation of the Gemara. The second feature of these recordings is that they include not just audio, but also video. Many people experience that they can concentrate better when they're not just listening to a disembodied voice, but could actually see the face of the speaker. Furthermore, we display on the screen the full text of the Talmud in Hebrew and in English. We use a PDF of the Koren edition that is a beautiful layout, has the Hebrew with Nikudot side by side with the English translation from Rabbi Adin Steinsaltz. We always try to make sure to translate every word, not use a lot of technical terms, so that even if someone doesn't have so much background in that particular masechet, they will still be able to follow along. And having the text right in front of you on the screen means that if you're traveling, if you're on the train, wherever you are, you don't have to carry a book with you, but you can get the video and get the audio and see the text right in front of you all at the same time, and you never have to lose your place because I'm always pointing exactly to where it is. And so that's another benefit in making it easier and hopefully much clearer for everyone to follow along. The third feature that I try to include as much as possible is bringing in a comparison of manuscripts. Sometimes there's text that's in parentheses or in brackets. It's not clear if it should be read or not. And whenever we have time, we go back to the manuscripts to see what they say, what any Geniza fragment, any Yemenite manuscripts, Sepharadi manuscripts, Ashkenazi manuscripts, compare them together to see what the best text is. And often that can help clarify a lot of difficulties. And so this kind of methodology, although it takes a couple of minutes, actually saves a lot of time and makes the explanation of the Gemara much more straightforward. We also include, when time allows, historical background, what was going on in the Persian Empire and in the Roman Empire that might shed light on some of the Agadot and some of the laws and some of the opinions that we find in the Talmud. We also make note of issues of layers and editing and all kinds of things that you might call advanced insight or academic, but actually, when they're used properly, can make the Gemara read much more smoothly, make it much clearer, and really, in a way, appreciate what the rabbis were trying to do, what they were trying to teach us, and a lot of times it applies to the relevance of the Gemara for today. Now, I'd like to add a caveat that Dafyomi is not necessarily for everyone. We have many foundational texts of Tanakh, Mishnah, Halacha, fundamentals of Jewish thought, and so on. And all those are in fact prerequisites in order to understand the Gemara correctly. Furthermore, Dafyomi can go quite fast, and Dafyomi cannot take the place of learning Be'ayun, where one can spend many days, sometimes many weeks, on one sugya in order to delve into the profound complexities of what the Gemara is all about. All those are absolutely necessary. Nevertheless, Dafyomi can be a very good model, a very good framework for learning for two reasons. Number one, the commitment and motivation of Dafyomi is really like no other. While yes, you can learn parasha and you learn it once a week and you learn it here and there, but knowing that you have to commit to the daf and you can't take any days off, and even if you're busy and even if it's a holiday and even if there are semachot, and there should be many, nevertheless, a fundamental commitment of an hour or so every day, some time to review. There's nothing like that to make sure that not a day goes by without a substantial amount of learning Torah. Second is that seeing the Gemara in this way actually adds a really important perspective. For many years, I've studied in yeshivot, and we delve into one sugya and then another sugya here and there, and we appreciate that a lot. But seeing an entire perek, an entire masechet in one view is a very important perspective on what the whole Gemara is about, what the Chachamim were trying to do in their teaching, the entirety, and it's really difficult to get through the entire Shas without committing to something that's at this pace, which even at this pace takes 7.5 years. And I want to end with an invitation to this Habura of Dafyomi learners, tens of thousands of people all around the world, literally on the same page. And there's nothing more fun, more exciting than going on an airplane or on a train, any synagogue anywhere in the world, and you find a Dafyomi shiur, you see other people that are studying it. And I know people in my community that are studying it as well. I see them in Bet Knesset, or I pass by them in the street, and we stop and we share a chidush. The guy that wraps fish in my local butcher shop, he follows Dafyomi. I go there once or twice a week, and he knows me, and he's always ready to give me a chidush on the daf. And so you're connected to a fellowship, a friendship of people that are motivating each other, that are supporting each other, and that really makes one feel like you're part of something much bigger. And so that's my invitation to join me, to join tens of thousands of others that are following the daf, learning Gemara every day, feeling inspired by the wisdom of our Chachamim each and every day to fulfill V'hagita bo yomam v'layla.